Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2022 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom, the oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. That doesn't count. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, and of course that's you guys, so it could just be saying that you have some focus on yourselves this month. We have Uranus, and Uranus is actually in your 6th house of health, work, daily routines. It's been there for quite some time. It's pretty close to the North Node as well. That's Taurus, by the way. I can't remember if I mentioned that part or not. And we have 11. So 11th house energy for you guys is actually Libra, and of course there's going to be a lot of energy in Libra there in October. We had a Mercury retrograde that started out there. Eventually it's going to go into Virgo and then wrap up the retrograde there, but for most of October it'll be moving through, Mercury will be moving through Libra, Venus will be moving through Libra, obviously the Sun as well. At the time of recording this, we haven't had that new moon in Libra yet either, so yeah, plenty of energy going through your 11th house for sure this month. So keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. Alright, in the main situation position, we have the 4 of Cups, Cancer energy, and challenging that, we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. There we go. So yeah, seeing these 2 cards here, what I'm getting is you could be feeling a little bit torn, right? Maybe you're at a place where, alright, so let's just use a job as an example, right? Let's say that you're working at a place where you're not really emotionally fulfilled, but because it might bring you quite a bit of financial success, you might feel like it's hard to leave it behind, right? So you might not be happy, right? If we look at his facial expression there, he definitely doesn't seem too pleased with what's offered, right? But at the same, well, I don't know, I won't focus right now, but wow, it's being really stubborn right now. There we go. So he definitely doesn't look too pleased, right? His body language obviously kind of brings that across as well. But with this showing up in the challenge position, could just be saying that that might be what makes it hard for you to leave it behind, right? Where you're like, okay, yeah, this isn't really emotionally fulfilling me, but at the same time, it pulls in really good money, right? So it can be hard for you to actually find it yourself to walk away from it at this time. That's just one example of how the energies can be playing out. But yeah, it definitely seems like there's a bit of a tear between the emotional versus the tangible, practical, right? In the foundation position, we have the King of Cups. So yeah, this is actually a Scorpio energy here, which is 12,000 energy for you guys. So yeah, it could just be saying that, you know, you might kind of be keeping emotions to the side a little bit, right? Trying to detach from the emotions. Because if we look at the artwork here, looks like he's alone, right? With that throne just in the middle of the water. So that usually makes me think of the term alone on an island, right? So when it comes to your emotions, you could just be holding them back a little bit, right? And just keeping that focus in mind of, okay, you know, the finances are working well, so I'm just going to fight back the fact that it's not really necessarily emotionally speaking to me right now. All right, in the past position, we have the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, and Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So seeing these 2 cards together says to me that for the majority of you, you probably have been trying to figure out a way to make the 2 work, right? Where you're like, okay, how can I do something that's emotionally fulfilling me, but also practical and can pay the bills, right? So that could have been a bit of back and forth of what you guys have been thinking about, possibly especially during Virgo season, given that this is a Virgo card and that represents your 10th house of career and social status. But yeah, you could just be struggling a little bit with trying to figure out how you could actually pull that off. All right, in the present position, we have the 8 of Cups. So yeah, so this could go a couple different ways, because on the one hand, this is similar energy to the 4 of Cups, where there's a disappointment with the emotions around the situation, but whereas with the 4 of Cups, we see he doesn't take action, he just sits there with his arms crossed and doesn't seem satisfied. Here, at least, we see the person taking action, right, and walking away from the situation. So for some of you, this could just be saying you might be turning your back on the emotions, right? Kind of what I was picking up on with the King of Cups there. For others of you, this could just be saying that ultimately you might say, okay, yes, the money is really good in this situation, but I need to move on to something that I find more fulfilling on an emotional level, right? So it could go either way there. Some of you might be just walking away from it altogether. Others of you might just be digging in even deeper, like, you know what, the money's too good. I'm just going to disregard the emotional aspect of the situation. In the near future position, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this actually, to me, almost looks like an idea of what you guys might have had in the past, where you find a balance for the emotions and the practicality to come together. Because to me, this usually represents building something that's long lasting, right? But also that you're pleased with. So to me, it's like a combination of the Saturn energy lending longevity to a situation, but then the Venus energy making it something that you'd be pleased with, you'd be happy with. So for some of you, might actually figure out a way to make it happen, and possibly through collaborating with other people. Right? The position of your influence in the situation, we have Judgment. So yeah, this could definitely be you guys reconnecting with something from your past, right? Maybe getting another opportunity at something that you might have missed out on in the past. But yeah, and usually I view this as a Scorpio energy too, so definitely watch out for that new moon eclipse toward the end of October, which will be in Scorpio, as a time where you might actually get that opportunity. All right, and in the environment position, we have the Five of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So a little bit of Leo energy, Taurus energy, and then Aries energy in the environment. Yeah, I feel like there could definitely be some frustration on your part, right? Where you're looking at things from a higher perspective and you're realizing, you know, you might be questioning, like, okay, is this all worth it, right? Like, it definitely seems like you're reaching a point of emotional frustration around a situation where, like I said, it could be for a lot of you related to finances, where you're like, okay, yes, putting in this work, right? It's given me, at least it seems like, some level of success as far as the finances go, but is it really worthwhile, right? You might even be looking at the fact that, okay, for all the work I am putting in, right? Maybe it might be paying me well, but it's making someone else even more money, right? So you could just be questioning that too. Like, is my work really benefiting me, or is it benefiting others more, right? So that could be something that you guys are looking at as well. It's primarily what I'm getting with that. All right, so moving on to the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Swords. So yeah, this could just be saying that you guys just might want to get away from the situation for a bit, right? Just take a little bit of a vacation, or even just a road trip, anything where you could just clear your mind, right? I feel like you just want to step away from the situation and really figure out what your next best step should be. Because, like I said, it feels like you might have been pushing something back for a while, right? Like I said, like, oh yeah, I'm not necessarily happy here, but the money's really good, so I'll stay, right? But now I feel like that could be something, a theme that keeps coming back up for you guys, and it's starting to build to frustration because you're like, you don't know exactly what to do, right? All right, in the outcome position, we have the Five of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio energy here, and it represents an energy of disappointment. Now, astrologically speaking, this represents the first 10 degrees of Scorpio, so this could just be saying, timeline-wise, right, toward the end of October, you might feel this feeling of, maybe like you missed some opportunities, right, dwelling on the disappointments there. But I do feel like, for the most part, this would be a short-lived thing, too. And bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So yeah, if nothing else, I feel like this at the bottom of the deck is definitely an indicator of what I was saying there, where, if you're looking for that way, right? Like, how can I find something that's a bit emotionally fulfilling for me, but also can help pay the bills, right? I feel like this is saying you have all the tools at your disposal to actually figure out the best way forward. And then that's most likely why we do see that Three of Pentacles in the near future, which is to say you will figure out a way to bring those two things together. All right, so moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have always do your best, and it says take your life and enjoy it. Okay, it says you are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. So, if nothing else, this does seem like it goes along with that Six of Swords thing, right? Where I was saying, you guys just might want a little vacation to get away and really clear your mind and figure out what your next best step should be. But that could also be leaning towards saying, hey, maybe it isn't too healthy for you to completely detach from your emotion, right? If even if the money's good in the situation, if you really feel like it's draining you emotionally, that could be worse in the long run, right? So, and like I said, I don't feel like you need to ditch it necessarily, but you could find something where that balance is a lot better. So, hope it resonated. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Treasure Island. There's the artwork, and the number is 9, so we'll see what this has to say. Looks like a good card. Okay, the essential meanings says the law of attraction bringing dreams into fruition, the result of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. The oracle's message: you've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered a map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. Makes me think of what we were talking about with the magician energy too, right? And also when it was talking about some opportunities might not be obvious, but trust your intuition. That makes me think of what we were saying there with that Scorpio new moon eclipse toward the end of the month as possibly a really insightful time to help you figure out the pieces of the puzzle there. So hopefully it resonated. The relationship message says your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is the time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. I mean, this really did seem to be more financially related for the majority of you, but if you're looking for relationship guidance, hopefully that resonated. And the prosperity message says at this time you can be confident that success is yours. Your ideas are all hitting the mark, and you're in a true manifestation period when you will see evidence of the seeds of prosperity you planted in the past. The appearance of this card in the reading indicates that your dreams and aspirations align with concrete signs of prosperity in the world of form. This is a very auspicious and fortunate time for business. Creative projects will flourish as inspiration strikes. Share your wealth with others too. Generosity and gratitude should lead you now. So interesting message there, where it talked about share your wealth with others. Maybe that's kind of what that Three of Pentacles energy is saying too, right? Where actually, if you do bring someone else into the mix, it actually might help release some of that burden for you guys. But hopefully that resonated. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. As you see a mudra here, it's the Shakti mudra, and the keyword for it is inspiration. Alright, let's see if we can get everything in the frame. There we go. So if you want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say, you can. But under benefits, it says calms the mind, relaxes the body, induces sound sleep, reduces cramping of lower abdominal organs, especially useful for relieving menstrual cramps, releases pelvic tension, heals physical and emotional trauma associated with unconscious sex and or sexual abuse, opens the doorway to receptivity and intimacy, serves as a powerful connection to the divine feminine, the lunar rhythm, tides, and the myriad cycles of nature. So if that sounds like a Mudra thing be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.